You're watching Pyro Media Network.
Be running or I'm chasing you, but I won't, cause I got better things to do. Rather spend my precious time chasing somebody who loves me too. If I got $1 for every time you slam the door, I would be the richest girl alive. If you hadn't run away every time I asked you stay, you would sleep right next to me tonight. But you didn't know me, all you wanted was a game to play, and you couldn't handle that I had my ways. Around your mind tricks and your side chicks, I'm a winner, babe. But you didn't win this.
Thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time joining us, welcome. We hope your experience is fruitful. Please feel free to visit our website to find out how you can join our growing family. While we are loading your experience, please do us a quick favor and hit that like button from whichever platform you're watching or listening on. Also, share so others may enjoy as well. And we hope you would consider hitting that subscribe or follow button so you can check out more of our amazing content. All right, let's start the show.
VICKtorious. VICKtorious.
Happy Friday, Junior. Welcome to Dr. VICKtorious. Yay. This is a podcast where we explore the intersections of social justice, wellness, and what it means to show a fully human, especially from a Black perspective, because I'm Black. I am your host, Dr. Nicole D. Vick. Y'all, it's raining. And I'm happy it's raining, but at the same time, listen, I'm not finna test this ankle out on this rain. I just got this ankle is in a good place. I'm walking independently, at least at home for the most part. Sometimes in the evening, it hurts, and I got to pull the cane out, but we're getting to a point where I'm getting stronger. I'm still going to the gym. I'm doing all the things, but I feel like this is not the time to be trying to test out the strength of Mr. Ankle or Mrs. Ankle in this rain. So hopefully tomorrow it's not raining as hard as I can hear it raining right now. We ain't got time. So this episode is going to focus on how we can be thankful when there is so much ish going on in the world, in America, in your neighborhood. It's like a lot happening, but we're getting ready to walk up on top of Thanksgiving, right? And so this is a very emotionally complex season. And I would say it always is, for some people for more, for better or for worse, because even if the world wasn't in shambles as it is, a lot of us have family situations and issues and, I don't want to go over there. There's all sorts of things that always come up for people during this time of year. So we can acknowledge that complexity, but then layer it on top of what everything else is happening in the world. Like, I'll just give a quick example. I just saw on Threads, somebody has made a decision that a swastika or a noose are not considered hate symbols anymore in certain, I'm like, what? That's crazy, right? So imagine how that would feel for people like me, for Jewish people who remember what happened in the Holocaust. Like, that's crazy, right? So there's just a lot that is happening everywhere. And so I just want to acknowledge that. But I also want to remind us all that joy and justice can coexist. And I can think about my ancestors and people that look like me in this country have always found ways to be joyful, even during some of the most hard, the most difficult times in our community, in our lives. So just want to bring that back up and out. But before we dig into that specifically, y'all know I got this new scroll stroll. I look at stuff that's happening on social media. If it tickles my fancy, I screenshot it. And we have a discussion about it. And so there's a few things. There's some stuff I didn't get to add that I want to talk about, but I'm like, dang, we ain't got it's too much. But I have a few things that I want to touch on. And I decided that this week I wanted to bring on my kiddo. So we're gonna bring her on for the scroll stroll. Oh, we gotta have a little song. Scroll stroll. Hey.
Hello.
Why I say it like that? Hey.
Hey.
All right, so let's do this scroll stroll. I think this is so fun because it's like there's so much happening, and I just be looking through threads a lot. I'm on Instagram. I'm not on TikTok as much, but I see all the things, and I'll be like screenshotting, like, what's really going on, right? So the first one, I want to know: Did you know the penny is gone? Did you know that?
Is gone. No, I did not know.
Nobody told you that? The very last.
We talked about it. When did you talk to me about that, or was I dreaming that? Like, I feel like we didn't talk to each other yesterday, did we?
I don't know. I don't know. But listen, the penny is 232 years old. It's officially gone. Its last day on planet Earth. Well, it's not the last day on planet Earth, but the last day they made a penny was November 12th. It's our tiniest piece of money. I don't know. See, you are Gen Z / millennial. You are a young millennial, old Gen Z. I grew up where we would have all these pennies and we would roll them. Do you know what I'm talking about? Like, you would put them in these paper sleeves, roll them up, put their bank account number, and take them to the bank. Do you remember that? You do?
Yes, I vaguely remember that. Yes.
Wow. Okay, so you're not as young as I think you are then, because I remember doing that and being so happy to get what I mean. You get like $3. You done roll all these pennies and go to the bank, and it's like, here your $5, but you done spent 3 days rolling pennies. So the final penny rolled out past noon on the 12th, wrapping up a minting tradition that kicked off back in 1793 when George Washington was president. It won't be made anymore. And do you know how much it costs to make one penny?
I think you said like $2 or something.
Oh, now that ain't that. No,
I don't know. I thought you said something like 2 cents or $2. I don't know.
The U.S. Mint incurs a cost of approximately 3.7 cents to produce and distribute a 1 cent penny. That's crazy.
Wow, that is
4
crazy.
cents to make something that has a 1 cent value. So it will save roughly $50 million a year by them stopping making these pennies. So I feel like that's good. I also heard that in other countries, they stopped making their pennies and nothing happened. Like, it wasn't like, oh, we don't have no more pennies, because there was already so many pennies. So that's crazy. But I just thought I had to say that. But the other thing that I think is even worse than the penny being gone, because it's not even that bad. Somebody posted on Threads that the Nissan Altima is finna be no longer made, and I literally almost fell on the floor.
But why? Because they're not making the Maxima. So what? Nissan just not making nothing?
Child, I don't know. But all I know is, what is all the homegirls around the way gonna drive?
Oh Lord.
What is
they driving Kia K5s.
What's all the homegirls around the way gonna let their boyfriends drive while they at work? If
Kia
it's not the
K5s.
ultimate.
Kia K5.
But listen, I did my research. Automakers apparently are slowly pulling back on mid-sized family sedans, which the Altima is. And it seems like after this year, there will be no more Nissan Altima. This is not a Nissan only decision. It's an industry-wide shift.
Yeah, because they discontinued the Toyota Avalon.
The Chevy Malibu.
Yeah, the Impala isn't the Impala? I don't know. But
It's another one too that they were talking to Ford Fiesta.
well, that
The
Fiesta, I mean,
Chrysler
anyway.
200.
The 200 is, yeah, that didn't make sense to
Gone.
have anyway. So
So they're saying that there's changing priorities and consumer preferences. Over the last decade, there's been a big fuss over crossovers, EVs, and trucks. So they're trying to push people to electric vehicles and trucks and SUVs. And so the favored family automobile has changed from the budget four-door sedan to an SUV. So it's been on the road for 23 years. Girl, you look older than that Altima. I didn't realize that either.
somebody said, "What's
Um,
wrong with Kias?" Nothing is wrong with Kias. I have a Kia.
he drives a
I have a
kid.
I have a Kia Stinger, and
And
they
it's
discontinued.
actually it's really nice too. It's like that pretty gray, like that gray color. It's
Yeah,
really awesome.
the Kia Stinger is like the poor man's BMW 4 Series. So I am a poor
Hey,
man. So
hey,
I am a poor man. So I drive the poor man's 4 Series.
leave my 4 Series alone.
I
So
didn't
it's
even. I
weird though.
said anyway. Go ahead, continue. Because
Anyway, the Ultima's dependable, affordable, and the go-to vehicle for commuters, and families. So it's weird that they're kind of eliminating it. And the other thing that I also learned in my research is that it's typically an affordable car, right? And now they're saying it's helping to push the price of cars up. So, for example, when I bought my Maxima, which is Ultima's older sister and more powerful sister, my car payment was $387.68. Why I remember exactly how much, I don't know, but that's what it was.
I
But
wish
I
mine
now
was
see,
$87.
but now I'm hearing people like, "Oh, my car note is $1,200." Like, what? What? Huh?
Yeah, so they put all these features in every car, and then so it almost doesn't matter what car you get because every car is like 30 to 40K. Because when I was looking at cars, it was all talking about 59K. I'm like, dang, is it me? Am I the problem? Because what is going on?
Like,
Am I the drama?
where's the economy car? Like, what happened? And it's like they're not going to be no more. Like, everything is going to be expensive, like you said, regardless of sort of the make and model. They're all going to be sort of high and really expensive. And then we're going to see 6-year notes, 10-year watch. They're going to be 10-year car payments, which is
That's
crazy.
insane to me. I could not
It's
imagine.
gonna happen.
Oh,
It's gonna happen. Just like the
I'm
50-year
happy.
mortgage that I was talking about last week. Like, it's insane. Insane. Okay, we got 2 more. So Thanksgiving is coming, and I'm kind of like, wait, where's all the Thanksgiving memes and stuff on social media? I didn't see a lot of them, but I guess I'm early because Thanksgiving is next week. People gonna start talking early. But there was one about mac and cheese that I thought was really funny, and we could talk a little bit about, because you are a really good cook, and I know you're very particular about how you make your meals. So I saw this one on, I think it was Facebook. A friend of mine reposted and was like, listen, you can't cook the macaroni and cheese unless we see photo evidence of your skill set, and we need a full, like, hey. Don't.
I mean, if your arms ain't dangling, like if you don't got bat wings, like I really don't want your food to begin with. Because to me, I'm wondering, like, do you even, like I feel like that's like you can like if you go to a tattoo artist and they ain't got tattoos, it's like, dang, do you love your work? Like you not trying,
Or a hairstylist and their hair toe up, right?
yeah, like I want my chef to have a little weight problem. I need like
You know
my
what?
chef gotta have some weight issues. Let me see that. Let me see the apron belly. What's going on? Like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about?
You know what? So, okay. How do you cook your mac and cheese? Because there's, so even not, this is not talking about it on this particular thingy, but people are
That's what I'm
fighting
talking
about.
about. Food is too expensive to be playing around. That's what Cyrus Clinton said. Food is too expensive to be playing around. That's what I'm talking about. Making me mad. Anyway, what you say?
Do you do the roux-based mac and cheese, or what's the other one? It's two different camps
With the
about this mac
egg,
and cheese.
the egg
Yes,
thing, that
right.
is so wild. I do roux. What is that? Oh, I do roux because I feel like egg is crazy. And I think that what I'm finding is that the egg is old school and the roux is new school, because every time I be on TikTok and everybody be like, "Oh, don't be doing all that roux stuff. That's too much work." And it's like, I mean, I don't understand. Like, I think the older people like to do the egg thing because they like the mac and cheese, like
real
brick.
contain, like a custard, like a
Yeah, and I
yeah.
just don't. I think for me, I just feel like not everybody knows how to make that happen the right way. So let's just not do it because y'all be making scrambled eggs
In
pasta.
the macaroni and cheese.
Yeah, and it's like so then I'm like I go to your house thinking I'm finna have a nice mac and cheese and I'm disappointed. So I would rather we just collectively figure out how to make a roux. It's very easy and just leave it at that. So, yeah, I like the roux based personally. Creamy mac and cheese, layers of cheese. That's how we do it. We do like 5 different cheeses. Definitely a good Gouda. One expensive cheese, and then the rest is like we just gonna go to Walmart
Some
and get the
stuff.
little,
The
yeah.
brick. Or you buy okay. Do you buy already shredded, or do you buy a brick and shred it yourself?
Not gonna lie, I do different ones. So like there's this one cheese at some store. I forgot, I think it was Aldi. And it's like a Gruyere and a Gouda, but it comes shredded already. So I'm like, well, we just gonna buy that. But then I get like the blocks and I cut up the blocks into cubes and put that in the roux. And then I also will like cut up some of it and lay it across the thing. I don't like shredding cheese, it really irritates me. But you know,
Yeah.
I'll do it for like I'll do it a little bit, but then I need some shred too because I'm like I don't got time. So
Some shortcuts.
we mix
All
up the
right,
texture.
one more question. So obviously you are serious about your cooking. Who did you learn to cook from? Because it wasn't me.
I don't know. I
Grandma's
will say
family.
my
Yeah.
grandma. Yeah, but I don't cook like her because she told me I don't make my yams right. I said, "Oh, all right, Miss Ma'am.
We love her.
Well,
Rest in heaven,
I
grandma.
guess the judge of that is whoever's eating the yams that I make, and I have not had no complaints. But you know,
So it's the grandmas plus you added your own.
yeah, I just try stuff. I mean, I feel like mostly it was probably her, like me wanting to do things is from her. Yeah, I don't know.
Okay,
I
okay.
don't really know.
And we got one more scroll stroll. This one is hair discrimination. Now, President Obama, that's the only president I acknowledge, Obama, his wife, Mrs. Michelle Obama, was doing some sort of podcast. I think it was with old girl. I see her face, girlfriend. What's her name? Tracy Ellis Ross. And they were talking about hair, and I think what Mrs. Obama was saying was like, when I wear my hair in braids or do something different, all the non-black people are like, "Oh my God, what does this mean?" Meanwhile, black people, we know, like, we wear braids because we wear braids. We want to swim, or we don't want to do our hair. We wear our hair the way we wear our hair for a reason. And she kind of went on to make other comments to the effect of, listen, black women have had to, for a long time, adjust how we wear our hair to appease to what the predominant culture accepts for us as, okay. So straightening it, relaxer. And so for her to wear braids, that's freedom, right? Or to wear her hair in a way natural is freedom. And so this little, again, sometimes I'll be, the young people, I'll be like, what y'all, we losing recipes, or we not passing down the right knowledge to the young people. Because then this one girl come on threads like, excuse me, Mrs. Obama, newsflash, we don't straighten our hair to appeal to white people. We straighten our hair because we want to make it more easier to comb, or we do this, like, totally this, not even acknowledging the decades of work it took to get the natural hair movement to be mainstream, right? So I don't know. What is your perception of black hair? Like, I know we didn't relax your hair. I did not never relax your hair. We pressed it, but I don't know if you are even aware of some of the sort of historical context of why black women straighten their hair. And like, do you even understand that conversation?
I understand the conversation, but I guess I have the privilege to not have to really think about it myself because it doesn't like it hasn't I haven't been in situations where I felt like I've had to do that or maybe not consciously. So, um I
Mm.
understand what the person is saying though, only not to say I agree cuz I mean dang like she ain't have to come like that. Um yeah, I don't understand why she was attacked. I don't understand why she was attacked either, but I can understand why she's saying, especially saying the thing about let's drop the narrative that we do anything for the white beauty standard. Michelle Obama is, I don't know how old she is, but I know she's older.
She's
And
probably a boomer, right? She's not Gen X. Is
right,
she
and
Gen X?
boomers. And so the difference between the reasons why a boomer will do something and the reasons why we will do something they're a lot different. Like our differences in our motives, it's like a lot of times they will do things to oh, well, white folks are looking, or I gotta go do that, I gotta go, I gotta put my good hair on, stuff like that. Like I hear things like that come from them, and we don't necessarily think like that anymore, even if it's more of a subconscious, like I'm doing this just because I feel like it's easier. But then maybe subconsciously it is because we know if we're going to a job interview, we should have our hair straight so we can get the
Right.
job. But I don't know. Like I feel like she just said it more like for what it was, and people are not consciously, okay, she's 61 years old. Okay.
So
So
is
yeah,
that
I feel
older?
like
Either that's old Gen X or young boomer. I can't. I would have to look up the thing. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, I'm just trying to like formulate my point right. But I'm saying that basically her being older, that's something that they would do. I mean, it's like the way that generation, I feel like, especially Black women, the way they see things, the way they do things, it was probably more about like, what white folks thought, or how you carry yourself around white folks, or when you're a mixed company, how you behave and how you do things. Whereas um we may have we may not be as conscious of that's what we're doing things for, or a lot of us also just don't care because we probably weren't raised to care, or
Right.
a lot of us probably also weren't in as mixed of company, honestly. So
Yeah.
things are a lot more integrated now. So
But
yeah.
I also feel like what is missing is the conversation of it wasn't really a choice. It was like either we had to confirm, or what am I trying to say?
Conform,
Comply or not conform. Thank you. I'm like, what am I trying to say? Conform, or it's like, and people on threads were coming on, even talking about current events. A woman would say something like, I was sent home because I came to work with my afro. I was told that I couldn't walk in graduation unless I took my lock or cut my locks. Like, so I think it's not even really about, well, white people, let me do it. It's like, it wasn't a choice. Like, well, I don't want to offend nobody. It was like, we kind of had to. I think that's the part that
Yeah.
has to be passed down to help people understand. It's not so much that we was doing it to be, it has become a thing that's ingrained. I've sometimes have been on, like, I remember when I had my faux locks and I had an interview and I was like, well, I'm at at least pull them back. Like, cause I don't, you know what I mean? And it's ingrained. So I don't know. I think I hear what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, the young person's point wasn't necessarily wrong. I think she was missing nuance. And I think it was
And missing part of her point, missing part of Michelle's point in what she was saying. Yeah.
right. And she came
Yeah.
at Miss Michelle wrong. I like, girl, who is you talking
Yeah.
to? Boo boo, the food.
I mean,
Anyway.
because it's also a conversation of texturism, because some people really honestly probably feel like they don't have a choice in the matter, because wearing it like complete afro might feel a little more like unnerving to some, whereas like the ones that have like more of a 3C, it's like, oh, just I could wear it like that, and people will probably, oh, I like your curls. So a lot of it is also a
Right.
texture conversation. So
I agree. And I think too, again, and it's our last point because, child, we got to get to the actual episode. We ain't even got to the content of the episode. But the last thing I'll say is I think thinking about how I raised you, no relaxer, intentional, like no chemicals at all. We're not doing that. We're gonna blow dry it and press it, okay. But no. I think that was actually a beautiful thing to be able to give to you. And I don't know if you necessarily really don't think that's like, oh my gosh, this is a great thing. It just was a thing. And I'm in some ways I'm happy that that's the way it is, that you don't have to worry about that. Like, oh my gosh, I'm going on this interview. Let me do something different. I'm happy that you don't have to think about that. So I don't know. It's like it's a weird thing, especially even for me, because I'm old enough where I know why folks did it, but I'm also young enough where I was part of that movement. Like, cut this stuff out of my head, cut this relaxer out of here. What's going on? Let's move forward. So it's just
right.
it's a weird thing. So yeah. All right. That's the scroll
Yeah.
stroke, man. How did it feel?
It was cool. I like it.
Okay. Maybe we'll come back and do it again.
Yeah,
All
I'm
right.
down.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Let's go to commercial, shall we? Done ran this stroll for like 20 minutes, but we're going to go to commercial and get back to the regular episode. All right,
Okay.
y'all.
Hey, it's Pastor Kim from It's Just Kim Live Show, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
What's going on, y'all? It's Kwame Speaks from Kwame Speaks Live, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
And we are back. I forgot to acknowledge one comment. Cyrus said, I like Andrea. Bring her back. You know what? I don't know if you have been a fan of Dr. VICKtorious, Nicole D Vick Live or anything like that, but Andrea and I used to have a podcast called Pushing Through that actually also aired via Power Media Network. And so, I mean, we have talked about maybe bringing her back because she is hilarious. As you can see, she tells it like it is. And it's just hilarious. And her perspective is really, really cool. So, I mean, you never know. You might see her again. It all depends on what she want to do. I've always been that mom, like whatever you want to do is fine with me. So we will see what she says. Maybe she'll say yes, or maybe we have her back, every so often. All right, let's talk about Thanksgiving. Let's talk about how we hold joy and whatever else is happening right now. So Thanksgiving for me, I can't, as I've gotten older, it's become less important to me. I do things with friends, the last couple of years, well, last year and then now this year, we're going to go eat vegan Japanese food on Thanksgiving Day, and that's been fun. My daughter is not in the same state or city that I'm in, so we don't get together necessarily. My parents are also in the same place as she is, so we don't really kind of get together and do anything. But I can remember as a child, one memory that sticks out being in my great grandparents' house, my maternal great grandparents, and my great grandfather cooking chitlins, and I think I tried them one time. Woo, that was enough. I was like, baby, no. Then I think remember even having Thanksgiving with my maternal grandparents as well over the years. So, I mean, it was always time to get together and whatnot. But like I said, as I've gotten older and my daughter has gotten older, it's like, happy Thanksgiving, whatever. I'll be in the house with me and Mimu the cat, and we just be chilling, watching TV, and it's fine. But this year, what I'm grateful for, so let's talk about that. Definitely grateful for my health. Y'all know I had a major issue. I broke my ankle last year, and now I'm to the point where I can walk now. I'm upright with my little cane with the sparkles on it. I'm happy. I'm happy that I'm still employed because so many Black women are unemployed. I'm still happy to have my job. And I'm really grateful for my family. The person that just was on is someone I'm really thankful for, my daughter. I was talking to someone on Threads. They said, does it get better? I'm a single mom. When does it get better? And I said, I have a 28-year-old daughter. And I said, she's my best friend and we have a lot of fun. We talk a lot. I said, it gets better. Now, the road prior, when she was little and but now we good. It was never me and her. It was other things that caused the issues with her growing up. But we good, and it feels a way to be able to be like, girl, what you doing? And she called me mom. Just, what's going on? And I'm like, well, I can give her advice if she wants it, or if she don't, she don't. But it's a really cool relationship. So definitely grateful for that. Grateful for my brother who takes me to the pool every Sunday. I was really hell bent on doing it myself last time we went. And I was like, see, I can do it myself. He was like, and if you fall, I'm gonna still have to come get you. So I might as well keep taking you. And I'm like, you know what? Got a point. So that killed that. He will continue taking me until I'm really strong enough to do it by myself. So holding that joy, but then also thinking about grief, right? I still every so often think about my friend John still. I drove to Cedars. I had to go to a medical appointment and I drove near the emergency room, and literally I could feel myself just sad because I remember the day he took me to the emergency room to try to get my ankle fixed. I can be doing something that I haven't done before and be like, yay, and be sad. Like he's not here to see that. So I think those are the things that I grieve. I'm also really, really worried about what's happening in the world. I just learned again, I think I mentioned this briefly earlier, like there's certain degrees and professions that the Department of Education is now no longer deeming professional. And one of them is my degree, my master's degree in public health. How you gonna tell what? Like, what's that? So it's like, what does that mean? And it's just wild. So I think about stuff like that a lot. And thank you, Cyrus. Yeah, it was wild. It was wild. But I'm doing much better. But he does pop into my mind. Sometimes I'll be driving and I'll end up behind a Ford, and I'm like, oh, okay, John Ford, you trying to tell me something? So every so often it'll kind of creep in. But yeah, so wild. But there's so much happening, and it's like, how do you hold everything, the joy of things like Thanksgiving and those kinds of things, along with what's really happening in the world? There's so much going on. I mean, housing and food insecurity. Folks' SNAP benefits got cut off. And I had said to someone like, now, that's a special kind of horrible person that would turn off people's SNAP benefits leading up into Thanksgiving. Now, I know a lot of people thankfully got theirs turned back on. I know specifically, at least in California, folks got their benefits. And I feel like other states did as well. But still, like, who want to be worried about food or having access to housing? Who wants to be reminded of things like, again, I talked about earlier, family fractures, like, maybe their family is not as tight as it was before, and having to process that. Being burnt out at work, being worried about people that are on the brink, right, of food insecurity or housing, worrying about what's happening in the country and then globally. I saw a post on Instagram about what's happening in Sudan, in the Congo. Like, there's so much happening, and it makes it hard sometimes to feel thankful for whatever you have when you know that some people are going without. It can really mess with sort of your mind, right? Like, how can I be happy when there's so much suffering going on in the world? And I think we have to think about both and, right? Not either or. It's like, I can be happy for what I have and also want better for other people and want things to be right for other people. I think this also fits really well with the conversation around empathy, as opposed to sympathy that Tammy Triolo talked about. Because you can be sympathetic, like, dang, that's jacked up. Oh man, empathy says, wow, I see you, but let me figure out how I can help. and do something to help, right? And I've often wanted to do that myself. Like, since Thanksgiving is not such a big deal for me, I'm like, maybe one day I need to go volunteer to feed, right? At downtown, sometimes they have the events where they actually cook meals for the folks that are without housing, and have a big thing where the volunteers come and feed. I'm like, maybe I should cook and feed the folks down there. I'm like, maybe I should try to do something like that. So I think one of the solutions to being joyful and also holding what the grief of what's happening in the world is finding ways to provide, volunteering, sharing, resources, paying for someone's groceries, and all those sorts of things can be really helpful. I also want to talk to y'all, man, as Black people. I feel like we have this beautiful way of being joyful despite everything we've been through. I don't know. Again, I scroll through social media a lot. Every so often, I might scroll and a choir is singing and they sound beautiful, and I can feel that joy, or, someone's dancing or whatever. We have this skill of being very happy despite, right? Our ancestors really found ways to build that joy into their lives, and I feel like it was passed down to us, and we've been able to do that. And again, not to be sort of naive, like, no, we know it ain't right, but well, right now we can't really do too much about that. So in the midst of it, we're going to be joyful, and we're going to be in community. We're going to be together as a family, and we're going to celebrate what we do have, however little that is. And I think we have to rely on the wisdom of our ancestors. I know some people have an issue with that. I don't know where that came from, but our ancestors went through a lot, endured a lot, and we need to really focus on what they've taught us, to help bring us through some of the most difficult times that I've experienced I'm 47, and I'm like, I don't know if I've ever seen anything so crazy in any other point in my life than what's happening right now. Also think about gratitude as a form of resistance. There's this idea of joy as resistance. There's an idea of rest as resistance. There's a whole bunch of ways that we can resist capitalism, resist the patriarchy, and all those things that are happening, resist the injustices. And gratitude can be an act of resistance, as well. And, we also have to remember that Thanksgiving, the concept and idea of Thanksgiving, really was unfortunately born on the backs of indigenous people, right? Oh, there was this, this fairy tale we were taught about the first Thanksgiving, and everybody was so happy, and the Native Americans taught the people how to grow the food, and they all sat down and they were so happy. We know that ain't how that went down at all. Mm-mm. So we also have to remember to hold space for that true story, not the one we were taught, the real story about what really happened, and how that community was literally decimated, right, and harmed, oppressed. And so I don't know, maybe that's why Thanksgiving never really, at least now, doesn't mean as much, because I'm like, man, that whole story it's not true, So let's talk about how to hold joy and justice at the same time, some practical tips. Practicing gratitude doesn't erase inequity, right? And just remembering that, like, I can be happy, but then tomorrow I can go and fight the good fight. Taking joy seriously, and it doesn't mean to be serious, like I'm seriously joyful, but to be really a concerted effort to be joyful and find joy in everything. And consider it a part of your wellness practice, right? Find rituals that honor your ancestors and your community. Again, we're not talking about worship. We're talking about honoring. These people walked before you. They were here, and because they were here, you are here, right? You got to give them folks credit, because if they hadn't survived, you wouldn't be here. So remember whose shoulders you stand on, and maybe find a routine that honors the work and the effort that they put forth to make sure you're here. You can even find ways to honor your community. I'm from South Los Angeles. And so there may be some things that I can do to support locally. If there's a turkey drive, a food giveaway, or some other way I could volunteer, maybe look into that. Choosing conscious celebration. Maybe there's a way to think about ethically, where are you sourcing your food? Where are you buying it from a farmer's market? Or, ways to think about conscious celebration. And another really good way to hold joy and justice is to reach out to folks who struggle during the holidays, maybe financially struggling, maybe they are mentally struggling. Just reach out. And I think that also sort of helps you to hold that joy and that justice at the same time. I mentioned this before, other ways you can do it: volunteer, mutual aid options. Somebody needs the groceries, help them directly. There's always, and I've said this before in my book or in other talks, we have immediate power. There's a way that you can do a thing immediately to help somebody. Somebody needs food, buy them food. You ain't got to go to the food bank. Hey, you need some food, buy them food and give it to them directly. Hey, you need clothes on Facebook Marketplace, I'll give away clothes. Come get these clothes. I don't have to donate them to somewhere. Come get the clothes in the bag, right? You can do things immediately to help people. Check in on people, check in on your neighbors. I have a neighbor just today. I was walking outside to go to the post office. She said, "Where are you going?" I was like, "I'm going to the post office." "Oh, because I thought you was finna try to go in that backyard. You ain't going out there by yourself." Like, there are people in my neighborhood that check on me. I'll have the trash bin out, and the next day the trash bin is back. I didn't put it back there because I can't. Somebody on the street put it back. So the same way that they check on me, I should be checking in on them as well. Support Black-led and Indigenous-led organizations. I think of organizations here in Los Angeles like Community Coalition. There's food banks here. There's a whole bunch of organizations that would be happy to have your time and your money. And then holiday self-care. There's lots of us working in service fields that are working with people a lot, customer service, all kinds of things, working in healthcare. It would be great if you can figure out a way to support them, or if you are in those industries, to make sure you're taking care of yourself, especially now, given all the things that are happening in the healthcare world, the service world. It's really interesting and really rough for a lot of people. All right. Hopefully that was helpful for you. And let's go ahead and do our we got to go to commercial. My bad. I'm still getting used to the new format, y'all. We got to go to commercial, and then I'll do the doctor's notes, and then we will close out.
Hey, it's Pastor Kim from It's Just Kim Live Show, and you're watching Pyro Media Network.
All right, y'all. So in closing, this is my doctor's notes to close out this episode. Just remember, it's okay to be joyful. You don't have to feel guilty for that. It's okay. Just remember, there's ways that you can hold space for folks that are going through a lot at this time. So don't worry about that. Please enjoy your holiday. Get around people that you love and love you. And also remember, there are ways that you can help others that are going through something and need the support. So you don't have to feel guilty for being happy and joyful in this season. Reflect on one thing that you're grateful for and one justice action that you will commit to during this holiday season. And in the meantime, I want to wish you the happiest and safest of Thanksgiving seasons. And of course, we're getting ready to go into the holidays, Christmas, and all the other holidays, Kwanzaa and everything else. So just wishing you the best during this time. If it gets overwhelming for you, get in community with folks. If you need to seek therapy and some other, counseling type services, please do so. Don't suffer in silence. And again, if you feel compelled to, please reach out and support. There's lots of other organizations and agencies that would love to have your support during this time, given the fact that so much is happening in this world and so many people are literally on the brink, right? Food resources are low or their housing may be unstable. So just make sure you take care of yourself, find joy when you can, and also provide for others if you are also able as well. All right, y'all. We're going to close out. Thank you for watching. Remember, I have a website, www.NicoleDVick.com. Where you can find all my resources. If you want to hire me to do a thing, please do. If you want to look at me being on other people's podcasts and talking, that's all there. And I have my books available as well. Pushing Through, Finding the Light in Every, pushing through. Finding the light in every lesson, push through 52 weeks of light and tough times. And the latest, which is an anthology called Triumph in the Trenches. There are actually now 3 volumes of that book. I'm in the first one, which is super, super cool. You can find me on social media. I'm back posting now on Instagram. I have 2 accounts. My personal lifestyle account is Nicole D. Vick, and Dr. VICKtorious is the podcast account. The social justice public health side of me is Dr. VICKtorious on Instagram. I'm on LinkedIn as well. So yay, check me out. And I'm trying to get back to TikTok. I promised Tammy I would get back. I ain't got back yet, but I will. And in the meantime, you guys have a happy and safe Thanksgiving. And I will see you not next week, because baby, next week is Thanksgiving, but I'll see you the week after that. Hey, y'all take care. Bye.
Thank you for watching Pyro Media Network. For more information, please visit pyromedianetwork.com.